Hi, this is Steve McCann. I'm the owner-operator of Cactus Canyon Ceramics. And we have a lot of Orzas, tinajas, and wall pots that we sell that are popular with our customers. And I decided that I would do a how-to plant an Orza wall pot just to give our customers just a little bit more information. We sell basically 3 different wall pots. One is called a tinaja. And this is a terracotta tinaja. It does not have a glazed finish. We offer this for sale. This is what we call a honey glazed Orza, and the Orzas are all hand thrown, which means that they start with a clump of clay and they bring it up and they actually make this shape by hand on a wheel. So that you'll see that there'll be a variation in some sizes. Some are a little bit bigger than others. This is kind of an extreme case of it, but you get the idea that since it is hand thrown and hand painted, you will have some things that vary between each of these pots. So these are the Orzas. This is the wall tinaja right here, and we sell a small wall pot. It looks like a regular garden pot, except for it's flat on the back and it's got a hole to hang against the wall. Very handy. This is a nice small size, nice for a entryway, for a porch, or even in the house. These are some that I'm having hanging out, and I'm just doing some spring planting and spring cleaning, and so I'm just kind of rehabilitating things. Well, the first thing I do is that usually I always have several plants that I am growing that I can repot. So this is an example of one of these plants that I will repot into several different Orzas and other garden pots and put different places. So this is one that I just took out, and it's a hardy plant. I always use plants that are good for the climate. I live near Seville in Spain, so I have begun to identify plants that are hardy enough for the sunshine and also that are a little bit drought resistant, because they do get water, but sometimes not at the right time. So I find the plants that I can keep alive and that I like the looks of, and this is one of them. So what I'll do now is I'll show you how to plant an Orza, which is just a little bit different than a regular garden pot. First thing I'll do is I'll make sure that I have the right size of plant for my pot. So I'm going to carve this guy down because I know that he's going to be fine. He's a hardy plant and he'll do well. So now I got about the right size of a plant for my Orza. And of course I sometimes get plants at garden centers and in different places like that. So one of the things that you want to do is that you want to protect your drain hole. So here's your drain hole on the bottom. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll find a small stick and I'll put the stick in up the drain hole as I'm putting wood into the or as I'm putting soil into the pot. So there's a look inside of a pot right there. We have the drain hole on the bottom, and then we have the hanger on the back. And that's true with the tinaja also. There's the drain hole, and there's the hanging hole. These, of course, have a drain hole on the bottom and a hanging hole on the back. So again, usually I have this set aside, but I'll put a little stick in there to protect my drain hole. So what I make sure and do is that I'll prepare a good mix of soils. It's got a little bit of the compost in it, a little bit of fertilizer and regular soil that allows the drainage to go well. If you just use compost, it usually blocks up and doesn't drain well. And it's nice to have a soil that will actually hold water, but not just act as kind of a dam to the drain hole. So again, I have my stick on the bottom. This is a hand-thrown Orza, and so what I'll do is I'll start with just a little bit of soil, and I won't pack it hard, but I will make sure that it's firm on the bottom. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that your plant is well seated. So I'll grab the plant I want, and what I want to make sure and do is put the plant at least an inch below the level of the Orza, so that you can actually fill with water and the water will seep through it. If you put it too close to the top, you can't actually water the plant. So now that I have this in position, I can actually fill it with soil. And again, I'll put the soil in, shift my plant around a little bit, make sure it's firm but not packed, and that it gets seated at approximately 1 inch or 1.5 inches below the level of the top. So I'm putting this in, and I'll firmly set the plant. And now what you have is you have a plant, healthy, comfortable, and a watering area. Another thing I'll do is on the hanger hole, I will pack that a little bit harder back here so that water doesn't drain out the hanger hole. And the rest of it is just firmly packed, but not overly firm. Now that's a nice plant. So what I'll do is I'll take out the drain stick, and since it's rained here for the last week and a half or 10 days, got lots of rainwater. So I'll just basically fill it with rainwater, and I'll hang it. So that's the trick, is to put the plant below the level so that you can fill it with water, and the water will actually drain through and provide the roots with the moisture that they need. So over here,
you want me to cut?
oh, we're doing good. Over here you can see some of the plants. Actually, at Cactus Canyon Ceramics, we sell probably 20 different designs. This is called a daffodil. This is a sunflower design. We have honey glaze here. These are a granulated surface, which is a little bit distinct. This is just a smooth hand-painted surface right here. You can see that there's no granulation here. Here granulation, here no granulation. And this is granulation, but with a honey, what we call a honey glaze on it. So those are the different kind of finishes. Over here we have some of the tinajas that we sell. This is a sunflower tinaja, and stripes, bubbles, and Spanish orange. And these are a little bit smaller, as you can tell. This is a big Orza, but the tinajas are just a little tiny bit smaller. They're wonderful for the entryway, or for a kitchen, or even a living room. But what I'll do is basically I'll hang this, and as you can see, I've put basically a hanger into the wall, and I'll just put this up, and there she be. So as you can see, we've got a couple of those plants. I like to get plants that will hang over and grow down. And you can see that this needs to be trimmed up, but that it's a healthy plant, and it'll get green up now that we're starting to get some sunshine and some rain. So here's a few more. This is actually what we call a pico. This is a tina, or como se llama, an Orza de pico. This is an Orza de bola, which is a round edge. We sell both parts, where you can see the pointy end right here, or with the bola, it's the round end. So If you're interested in checking out our online store, we also sell on Amazon, and be glad to answer any questions about Orzas, tinajas, wall pots, or hand-painted Spanish pottery. Thank you very much for watching.